Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me for your practice. We're going to begin today just with a couple of moments of breathing. So if you find a comfortable way to lie down, so coming onto the back, and you might like to bend your knees and keep your feet on the earth. You might like to extend the legs nice and long. You might like to take a butterfly position, so soles of the feet come together, knees drop out wide. Let the arms and the hands find a comfortable position. And when you're ready, either closing down the eyes or choosing a steady point of gaze. And just beginning the practice with a couple of full deep breaths. As you let yourself arrive. It might feel good to open up the mouth. You might like to sigh the air out. And letting go of any tension, any tightness, any distractions that might be following you. And just letting yourself be right here. In your body. With your breath. Doing your best just to find a slow, steady, even rhythm of breathing. Ideally, you're breathing through your nostrils, your mouth is lightly sealed. Trying to keep a continuous flow of breath. So you're not pulling the breath in and holding and pushing the breath out and holding. The inhale just falls into the exhale, moves back into the inhale. And there's a sense of ease with your breath. And just doing your best to let the breath guide you through your practice today. Gently wriggle the fingers and the toes. You might like to take a stretch with the legs and the arms. When you're ready, hug the knees in, give yourself a little bit of a squeeze. Gentle rock from side to side can feel really nice. And then either you can rock and roll yourself up or you can lift yourself up. Take a couple of breaths in child's pose. So if you come towards the back edge of the mat, let the big toes touch, let the knees come out wide. Sitting all the way back towards your heels as you stretch your arms forward. Letting the forehead come down to the ground. You can always use a block there for a little bit of extra support. Feeling that length from the hips all the way through to the fingertips. And try not to get into the habit of just pushing and forcing the body. Staying with the breath. Breathing in. Breathing out. On the next inhale, just lift the head a few centimeters and walk the hands over towards the left side as far as you can. Your hands may well come off your mat, and then bring your head back down towards the ground. Pressing down into your right hand, and you're leaning your hips a little bit over towards the right side, leaning the ribs over towards the right side. And maybe you can start to sense that opening through the side body, whether it's more in your lower back or your upper back or in your armpit. Try not to tense up. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, walk the hands over towards the right side as much as you can. This time you're pressing down through your left hand, leaning the hips over towards the left, leaning the ribs over towards the left. Steady breath. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale, walk the hands back to center and take an exhale. Inhale, coming onto the hands and the knees. And exhale, just check here, wrists are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. And a couple of rounds of cat-cow. So as you inhale, look up, lift your chest, lift your tailbone high. And as you exhale, round, lower back, middle back, upper back, drop the head. Inhale, look up, lift the chest, lift the tailbone high. Exhale, rounding, lower back, middle back, upper back. Inhale, look up, lift the chest, lift the tailbone high. Exhale, rounding, lower back, middle back, upper back. Inhale, bring the spine to neutral. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, and extend the legs back, coming into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Stretch the fingers. Pressing into the heel of the hands so you're not dropping into the wrists. Feeling the length up through the arms, through the sides of the body. Can you lift your hips? Relax your head. Stretching the toes, stretching the arches of the feet. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale, come forward to plank. Bring the shoulders over the wrists. And if you've had to wriggle your hands and your feet to find plank, just keep them as they are now. And exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank, shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank, shoulders over the wrists. And this time as you exhale, come all the way down towards the ground. And let the head rest. Bring the forehead down towards the ground. Now I want you to bring your arms out into either a cactus-like shape, so your elbows are going to be in line with your shoulders and your wrists are going to be stacked on top of your elbows, or you can take the arms out so that you've got a long line from your wrists all the way to the shoulders. So just feel that out. The cactus shape is a little bit more intense. Now I want you to bring your legs together. And just turn your head over towards the right side. Keep your ear down to the ground. Now you're going to slide your hand close towards you, your right hand close towards you as you lift your elbow up towards the sky. And if you're a little bit confused by my cues, you can have a look, I'm doing this. And then you're going to roll over onto your left side. Now if you have to lift your head to roll onto the side, bring your head back down to the ground. And if you have got your arm in that cactus shape, just extend the arm straight if it's a little bit too intense. You can keep the legs stacked or you can step that top foot behind you. Don't forget to breathe. A little bit of softness through the shoulders, through the jaw. Breathing in, breathing out. Carefully coming back to the center and then rolling back onto your front and giving your arms a little bit of a wriggle. And then we'll switch sides. So arms back into the cactus or the T-shape. This time look towards your left hand, slide your hand close towards you, and then you're rolling over onto your right side. You can stack the legs or you can step that top foot behind you. And just breathe. And really feeling that your body and your breath are working together. The breath helps you define the space. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale, coming back onto your front. And give your arms a little bit of a wriggle. Hands either sides of the rib cage, tuck the toes, seat back to the heels, downward facing dog, hips lift up high. Inhale, right foot steps forward to a lunge. Exhale, back knee down, point the back toes, lift up the torso, and just bring your hands to your hips. And just feel here that your pelvis is pointing directly forward, so the hip bones are pointing towards the short edge of the mat. As you inhale, reach the arms up alongside the ears. And as you exhale, bending into the front knee. Now, if your knee comes way over the ankle, you can definitely wriggle the foot forward. If you like that depth, you can keep the foot where it is. And again, try not just to push yourself into your maximum. Try not to make the poses as uncomfortable as possible. And just breathe. Reaching away through the back toes. Lifting the chest up and back. Feel that reach through the arms. Softness at the neck. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale, lightly bring the hands down. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Hips lift up high. Inhale, left foot steps forward to a lunge. Exhale, back knee down, point the back toes, lift up the torso, hands to the hips. Feel that the pelvis is level. Inhale, reach the arms up alongside the ears. And as you exhale, bending into the front knee. Pushing down and away into the earth. Reaching through the back toes. Tailbone is long, navel draws in. You're lifting your chest up and slightly back. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, hands down. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Soften the knees, slowly, step by step, walk the feet forward. Stop when the toes are behind the wrists, feet stay hip distance apart. Now you can keep your hands down to the ground. You can bend your knees as much as you need to get your hands to the ground. Or you could catch hold of opposite elbows, or you could use some props under your hands. Try not to just let your fingers reach towards the ground. It can put a little bit of strain through the lower back. So when we let our hands touch something, just creates a little bit more of support. Stretching the toes. Pressing down into the feet. Shin bones pull back, kneecaps lift up, quads engage, sit bones lift. And just relax any tension you can sense around your head, your neck. Shake it out, let it go. Breathing in. Breathing out. Soften the knees, release the arms if you have them. Wriggle the feet out, mat distance apart, toes pointing out. And then bend the knees coming down into a deep squat. Bring the palms together at the heart. And you can always slide a block underneath your seat if you would like a little bit of extra support, especially if you can't quite get your heel bones down. When the heel bones are down, we can lean back a little bit rather than rounding and collapsing. Pressing into the feet. Gentle lift at the base of the spine. The navel draws in and up. Feel that length through the neck, that reach out through the top of the head. Breathing in. Breathing out. And then as ungracefully as possible, come all the way down to sit. And just take a moment to find a comfortable seat. Now, it can be really helpful to sit up onto something. So if you have a block or a blanket or a cushion, you might like to sit up against the wall. And if you know sitting is a bit tricky for you, feel free to lie down. Let the hands and the arms rest in a way that feels right. Closing down the eyes. Relaxing the shoulders, the face. And just coming back to your breath. And at this point in the practice, just letting your breath be free. And just holding your attention where you can feel your breath. So that might be around the nostrils, any subtle sensations, cooling or tingling. Maybe it's the rising and falling at the chest or the lower belly. And just noticing that when you're with your breath, you're here. There's presence, there's awareness. Maybe there's even a feeling of calm or peace. One of the most beautiful aspects of a mindfulness practice is that it helps us to live with more intention, rather than just mindlessly rolling through our days and weeks and years. It gives us that opportunity to show up, to decide how we want to show up. So just take a moment and find an intention for today. Maybe there is something that you really want to attend to. Maybe there is someone that you really want to connect with. Maybe there's a quality that you want to cultivate. Maybe there is something that you want to let go of. And just really feeling that, being with that. And trying your best to let that intention guide you. Whenever you catch yourself, you notice that you're caught up. Whether you're rushing or racing or you're really distracted, just come back. Remembering why you're here, what's really important to you. Pressing the palms together at the heart. Drawing the chin down to the chest. Bowing the head to the heart. Thank you so much for making time for your practice. I hope you enjoyed this mindfulness exploration. If you have any questions, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much. See you soon.